Some people call Lake Conroe their playground. Other people call it their summer retreat, while still others call it home. And of the 157 miles of shoreline, some of the most exclusive can be found right where we're standing, the neighborhood of Bentwater. And in today's video, we're taking a tour of this beautiful community. What's up, everyone? It's Jeff with Jeff West Properties, your host for the Conroe Living Channel, where we identify and celebrate everything that makes Conroe, Texas one of the fastest growing cities in America, as well as one of the best places to live. Head down FM 1097 off of Interstate 45 and go about 15 miles and over Lake Conroe on 1097 Bridge, and you'll come to the amazing community of Bentwater. As we head through the security gate, we travel down Bentwater Drive, which is the main thoroughfare through the community, going south and eventually curving to the west to the end of the neighborhood. For our first stop, we're headed into the heart of the community, where residents gather to meet and play, the Bentwater Country Club and Sports Complex. The Bentwater Country Club is used for both community and private events, with a great outdoor patio and bar overlooking the golf course. Inside, you'll find the Crescent Grill, open from 11 a.m. and offering lunch and dinner services. The Magnolia Room and Country Club Ballroom are great meeting spaces for any special event. Across the street at the Sports Club complex, you'll find one of two community pools, as well as a state-of-the-art fitness center. Surrounding the complex is 9 tournament-style tennis courts with stadium bleachers for competition seating. There's also pickleball, which, contrary to popular opinion, doesn't actually use real pickles. Doesn't use fake pickles either. Bentwater takes golf really seriously, with a community surrounding 3 18-hole championship courses. You're surrounded by so much natural beauty that it's hard to get angry and throw your clubs in the lake if you flub a shot. But still be careful, there's a lot of lake. Speaking of lake, the Bentwater Yacht Club and Marina has 150 open and covered boat slips and offers valet docking and a self-serve fueling station, as well as a boat launch available to all Bentwater members. There's also a ship store offering boating items and services. If you don't have your own boat, you can rent a kayak here as well. The Yacht Club itself is absolutely beautiful and offers a great opportunity for private events. The homes in Bentwater started being built back in 1988. The median home price is around $500,000, with prices currently ranging from $300,000 to over $4 million. Driving through the community, you'll see that the way Bentwater is laid out, almost every home is no more than a block or two away from either the golf course or the lake, making every home feel like a mansion. Some houses, however, feel a little more mansion-y than the others. As a custom home community, Bentwater has lots of unique homes to purchase, with houses ranging from 1,600 to over 13,000 square feet. But if they're not quite unique enough for you, you can always just build your own. There's actually quite a bit of building going on in Bentwater right now, so if you were someone who has thought about buying a lot and building your own custom home, Bentwater has more opportunity than any of the other Lake Conroe communities, which have mostly been built out, at least on the south side of the lake. Oh yeah, did I mention I do my own stunts? As well as the other community amenities like nature trails and water fountains, the neighborhood also has 2 parks. The Bentwater Community Park has green space where your family and your family's furry friends can play, as well as a jogging trail and horses. There's also the Meadows Park with basketball, a jogging trail, a gazebo, and a playground all overlooking the pond. If you'd like more information on this or any other Lake Conroe property or any property in the greater Houston area, reach out to me, Jeff at Jeff West Properties. If you're thinking of making Bentwater your home, either now or in the future, there's a few things that you will want to know. Just like any community, Bentwater has its positives and its negatives, or at least things that you'll want to be aware of. On the positive side, Bentwater is a gated community, so if you value privacy and security, it's definitely a great benefit. There's 2 gates in and out of the community, which are manned 24 hours a day, so it's really secure, which, given the amount of wealth that's in the community, is an important aspect. And while we're on the topic of wealth, one of the downsides to living in Bentwater is it is expensive.
Stupidly expensive.
Bentwater is a pretty affluent community with, as I said earlier in the video, the median price point being about $500,000 for homes in the neighborhood, and the median family income is about $140,000. Almost half of the homes in Bentwater don't carry a mortgage, which means either people bought their house in cash or they paid off their mortgage, which, considering the vast majority of houses here were built after 2000, means we haven't even gone through a whole 30-year mortgage cycle yet. So there is a lot of wealth in the community. Part of what we can assume from that is that this is a great retirement community with a lot of people choosing to be here after they retire, moving from all over the nation to come to the lake to live the good life. But considering that the median age in Bentwater is only 47, it doesn't make up the majority of the people who live here. So not only is it expensive to buy here, it's also expensive to live here. In Bentwater, you pay 2 separate fees, one to the Homeowners Association and another to the country club, the golf and sports clubs. Now, without going into all the price breakdowns, there are 3 different golf courses, and each of them have their own monthly fees, with the highest being over $850 a month. On top of that, the initiation fees can reach up to $65,000. The social club and sports clubs are definitely less expensive than that, but you still have an initiation fee and you have your monthly fees. And those are separate from the Homeowners Association, like I said, which, depending on what section you live in, can be as much as $2,000 or even up to over $3,500 a year. If you want to know the exact breakdowns for golf and the sports club and renting boat slips, everything like that, just pick up the phone, give me a call. I'd be happy to do the rundown with you. Like I said, this is an exclusive community and you do pay for what you get. Now, another of the positives of living in the community is Bentwater has its own magazine. Jada England is the publisher of Bentwater Life, which, unlike typical community bulletin boards or emails, offers a lot more than just upcoming events, which there are a lot of in a community this size. It's partly written by residents and for residents. You'll have everything from recipe sharing to wine recommendations to restaurant review events that they put on. Another cool thing they have is a monthly community member spotlight, where they do a full write-up article on members of the community, connecting their stories to faces, so you get to know more about the person you know through the neighborhood than just how good or bad their golf game is. The magazine also highlights different community businesses and vendors. Moving to a new city or a new neighborhood, especially one as big as Bentwater, which is almost 30,000 people right now, it can be a little bit overwhelming to get to know your neighbors and know who you need to go to for what different service or resource. So Jada at Bentwater Life does a really good job of creating community with the magazine. And it's a good thing that Bentwater has a lot of community, because another thing you need to know, it's pretty far away from everything. Let's take a look at the map and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So with most of Montgomery County, your main artery into the city of Houston is going to be this I-45 that goes a direct shot into downtown. So if you want to go to sporting events, restaurants, things like that, you'd come this way. Bentwater's 15 miles off of Interstate 45 to the west over the lake. So if you wanted to head downtown, you'd probably be better off, and it'd be faster to go 1097 into Montgomery, hook up with the 149 here, which will then meet up with 249, and you can either then go east on the Grand Parkway, or you could keep going down 249 to the Beltway 8, which is a little bit cheaper in tolls, But eventually you'll get on 45 and then go into downtown.
Did you get all that?
As far as grocery shopping goes, your nearest stores are going to be in the town of Montgomery. So you take 1097 the back way into Montgomery, and you've got a Brookshire Brothers here, or if you get off on the Lone Star Parkway and go this direction, you've got a new Kroger's that's opened up. You're talking about 9-10 miles away, and depending on traffic, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. If you are looking at restaurants, again, starting from Bentwater, probably the closest place to have lots of restaurants, lots of choices. Again, there's going to be smaller places in Montgomery, but to have a lot of choices, you would take 1097 to 105, and then you're coming right down here to the south shore of the lake, where you start to have a lot of options. You're looking at roughly 15 miles away and anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how bad traffic is on 105, which lately has gotten pretty bad with road construction. Shopping, merchandise shopping, things like that. Probably the closest place to get larger shopping done. Again, you've got small shops here in Montgomery, but to get larger shopping done, you would take 1097 to 45 and then down into this area below 3083 and above the North Loop. And then you get things like Kohl's and PetSmart, things like that. But again, you're looking at 15 miles-ish away and another 30-something minutes. Now, eventually, you're going to start finding a lot more of those things in the city of Montgomery. For years, Montgomery has intentionally tried to stop growth in the community. They wanted to leave it a small town feel, but you can only fight progress for so long. We've already started to see a lot more businesses move out this direction. Montgomery County is exploding with growth in every one of the cities. Conroe is the fastest growing city in America. Willis is a fast growing city. Montgomery is really starting to grow. Magnolia has gotten huge. And of course, the Woodlands has been one of the most popular places to move in America for the last decade. One of the things I think we're going to find eventually, maybe even pretty soon, is that Montgomery County is going to become a lot more like what you find in California. Oh, no, we're not going to say that. It's not like California, not like California. Except for this one thing. In Southern California, over the years, all of the cities who used to be far suburbs have kind of all grown together. And so what's happened is these cities have encapsulated and they've become kind of self-contained. I think we're going to start to see that with Montgomery County, where almost everything you need is going to be not too far away. You're not going to have to drive into Houston for it. We're going to have it all right here. You still we're not going to have any major sports teams. You'll still have to go to Houston for that. But otherwise, I think everything you need will be right around the corner. We're just not quite there yet. If you have any other questions about this or any other community in the greater Houston area, just pick up the phone, give me a call, text, or email. Would be happy to answer any questions that you have. I'm a relocation specialist that's helped people all over the nation relocate to become proud Texans, proud Houstonians, proud Montgomery Countyans. That's not a thing. Proud Conroeians. That's not a thing yet, but I'm going to make it a thing. Also, if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to the Conroe Living channel. You can learn everything you need to know about one of the fastest growing cities in America. Also, if you like property tours, check out this one.